What's up guys, it's Sumi here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool Takeover update video where we will also reveal which player suffered a season-ending injury. Jurgen Klopp confirmed this in his press conference, and also 4 players are getting back into full fitness, so they will be available for Newcastle. So there is some good and bad news on the injury front, but in the Liverpool takeover process front, it's mostly bad news. Let me know guys, do you want FSG to sell Liverpool Football Club in full, or do you want just a partial investment? Are you happy with FSG or not? Let me know in the comments below. Are you FSG in or FSG out? I'm firmly in the FSG out camp because FSG haven't supported Jurgen Klopp properly when it comes to signing a midfielder. I'm sure that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp would have loved to sign a midfielder, but the funds were not available, or we decided to spend it on attackers. And the Qatar investment fund, which is the country's sovereign investment fund, the QIA, of course, they held talks with FSG about becoming involved in Liverpool, but the Daily Mail reporter Alex Miller has claimed that QIA are not keen on spending £2 billion on a partial stake of Liverpool. This is what FSG are doing. Guys, I'm absolutely mind blown how dumb or stupid they are when they think Liverpool are worth 4 or 5 billion pounds. Basically, FSG are happy to just milk Liverpool at this point, and they don't really want to sell the club, because then they would put their valuation on a sensible level. If Chelsea costs 2.5 billion pounds, there is no way Liverpool are worth double that. Alex Miller reported that the QIA, the Sovereign Investment Fund of Qatar, are not willing to invest almost £2 billion on a minority stake of Liverpool FC. It's absolutely mind-blowing that the FSG really think that selling like 49% of Liverpool is worth £2 billion. Let me know what they think about that in the comments below. Of course, Miller wrote on Twitter that the full sale of Liverpool FC is unlikely at this point. Sources close to the situation maintain, because the Qataris are not willing to invest close to £2 billion for a minority investment, because they will not be the guys who will make the decisions at Liverpool. So their attention turned towards Manchester United, and the Daily Mail is also reporting that the Qatari investors are confident that they will win the race to buy Manchester United ahead of Saudi and American investors and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They prepare to formally lodge an offer on Friday. The Qataris will formally lodge an offer on Friday for Manchester United. This is the worst possible news for Liverpool fans, in my opinion, because we lost already, I think, because Newcastle, Man City, Man United and Chelsea now will have vast amounts of money available to spend, and Liverpool will just spend what they earn, or they will sell players to buy younger players or more players, and that means it's back to just scraping by for Liverpool. It's back to trying to get Champions League football every season. It's back to fighting for 4th or 5th or 6th place, and that's not where Liverpool should be, but that's the current situation in world football. I apologize for the construction noise in my apartment block. There is construction going on, but I really wanted to make this video. So let me know guys what they think about this, because I think this is absolutely devastating news for Liverpool's future, because FSG don't have the ambition Man City have or Man United have. They want to win trophies and titles, especially like the Chelsea's new owners. It's a work in progress, of course, at Chelsea, but they backed the manager to the absolute rafters. And I'm not even asking for Liverpool spending 300 million in the January transfer window. I'm just asking for a proper world-class midfielder who could really transform this Liverpool side. But at this point, it looks like we might need 2 or 3 world-class midfielders to come in. Will FSG spend that amount of money? I don't think so, but please prove me wrong, FSG. I would be so happy if they proved me wrong and if we spent a lot of money on Jude Bellingham and somebody like Declan Rice as well. But I will be honest, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm becoming a little bit disillusioned with the Premier League, that they are letting all these states, basically, all these countries taking over football clubs, because that's not what football should be about. Which country has the most money to spend on transfers? And the Premier League is already the Super League. It spent more money than La Liga, Serie A, French League, Bundesliga combined in the January transfer window. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I think no like really rich owner should have been allowed to take over a football club who is basically representing a country, or who is basically behind that rich owner is behind a whole country. Like when Man City's takeover happened, that was it. I think when the Premier League allowed that to happen, then football has been gone since then, because like right now Man City are facing 115 different breaches and charges that they broke financial fair play rules. And yet Newcastle owners were allowed to take over Newcastle, the Saudis, because Saudi Arabia has very, very big contracts with the United Kingdom government. And it's a similar story with Qatar. They have the money. And as soon as you let these owners in the Premier League, the other clubs can't really compete. I mean, Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world, with the most supporters apart from maybe Barcelona, Real Madrid and maybe Man United. But you could argue Liverpool have as many fans as Man United. Yet Liverpool can't compete financially with Man City and Newcastle, who have like 50th of the fan base that Liverpool have. Liverpool have probably 20, 30, 50 times more fans than Man City or Newcastle have. Yet it looks like Liverpool won't be able to compete financially with these clubs. It's absolutely ridiculous. But now let's tell you guys the good news. Ibrahima Konate is a few weeks away from getting fully back, fully fit, and it looks like, according to Jurgen Klopp's press conference, Virgil van Dijk could start against Newcastle, which is very, very exciting. Diogo Jota and Bobby Firmino looked a little bit rusty against Everton, according to Jurgen Klopp, so they might not be ready to start against Newcastle. But I think I would start maybe Jota instead of Gakpo, just to give Gakpo a breather and see how Jota works with Salah and Darwin Núñez. But ultimately it's Jurgen Klopp who watches these guys in training, so I trust his judgment. I just want either Jota or Firmino to start against Real Madrid, because we really need that high pressing intensity against Real Madrid, so they are not allowed to build out from the back. So Van Dijk, Jota and Firmino are back for the Newcastle-Liverpool game, which Jurgen Klopp dubbed as an absolutely massive game. Because if Liverpool lose against Newcastle, we will be 9 points clear, 9 points behind Newcastle. Newcastle will be 9 points clear. But if Liverpool could somehow win, and then we win our game in hand, we could be 3 points behind the top 4, 3 points behind Newcastle. So it's an absolutely monumental 6-pointer game. But it's no coincidence that Newcastle have only lost once in the league, and that was to a 98th minute Fabio Carvalho winner at Anfield. Otherwise, they have been unbeaten at home. They have had a lot of draws, yes, but defensively they are rock solid. They have the best defense in the Premier League, even better than Man City or Arsenal. It's absolutely amazing what they have done defensively. And Jurgen Klopp praised Eddie Howe, saying that Eddie Howe has done an absolutely exceptional job. The financial possibilities they have or will have in the future, it's exceptional, but so far Newcastle's progress is not because of all that, or not just because of investment. Yes, they signed Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes for big money, and some other players for big money as well, and they have been very, very good. But Newcastle built this team on a core of players that were already there when the takeover happened, and Eddie Howe came into a difficult situation. Jurgen Klopp said, but they stayed comfortably in the league, and then the new season, it's not like you didn't recognize the team from last season, and there was a complete overhaul. They are building on the team they had, improving players that were there, like Almiron. I always liked him, but with the way they are playing it, fits him extremely well. Callum Wilson is obviously a fantastic striker. They brought in Isaac or Ishak, which makes absolutely sense. Bruno Guimaraes is a massive player for Newcastle. I think he will miss this game because of suspension though. But then lots of players were already there, and that speaks volumes about the manager and how much it turned it around and made them a proper threat for everybody with a super intense football style. It's a difficult team to play against. So Liverpool will have to be on their absolute best form to beat Newcastle. Winning at St James's Park is never easy because Newcastle is always a tough team to beat. They always raise their game against Liverpool, but especially this season when they have been defensively resolute. And yes, going forward they have struggled to score many goals, but defensively they are rock solid, and they either win a game or draw a game. They don't lose games. Sheffield Wednesday beat them in the FA Cup, but in the League Cup and in the Premier League, apart from that pretty much fluky last minute winner from Liverpool, Newcastle haven't lost a game. Newcastle still haven't lost a game in the Premier League to a Premier League team in the FA Cup, League Cup or the Premier League, apart from Liverpool, which is absolutely amazing. But if Liverpool can beat Newcastle once, they can beat them again, and hopefully Liverpool will turn up and put in a masterclass performance. My only worry is that our midfield, will it be able to cope with Newcastle's midfield? I really hope so. Thiago is out for a few weeks, at least a month or a month and a half. And also devastating injury news, I almost forgot to tell you. Calvin Ramsey is out for the season. He had to have an operation on his back because of a growing issue. Basically, Calvin Ramsey is still a very young player. He's growing, maturing physically, and he has had a back problem, back injury, and he was out for 4 months. Then he came back into the team, but he wasn't comfortable, and that injury resurfaced. So now he had to have surgery on his back injury. So he will miss the season, and that's really unfortunate because Calvin Ramsey is a very, very talented player. And if he would have played a lot more, he would have developed already a lot more. But hopefully next season, Calvin Ramsey will be able to play a lot more games and hopefully develop into a really, really good player. And that's it for today's video. Let me know, how do you see the Newcastle-Liverpool game unfolding? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Goodbye.